Hey VC, welcome to the channel. I'm Jack. This is Vinyl Martini. I want to thank all my new subscribers and my viewers. Really appreciate you taking the time to watch my my videos. I'm up over 80 now. That's really gratifying. And if you're new to this channel and you feel like subscribing, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Give me a like. Hey, give me a dislike if you want. I can take it. And if you've got any comments or questions, comments down below. Always appreciate the comments. Anyways, the other night I was pulling out a record trying to find something to listen to, and I pulled out this record. This is an Alexis Corner record. Sorry for the glare. I'm not going to talk about this record, but it gave me an idea for a show. It's called Bootleg Him. I'm going to show my bootleg records. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it in two parts, part one and part two. This is A to P. How many do I have? Well, I don't know, I got more than some, less than others. Actually, I have around 70. And I bought these all when I worked in the record store in Toronto from the years late 73 to the end of 76. There was a fellow there, fellow employee, who knew a guy in North Carolina, I think. He had a warehouse there and he sold bootlegs out of his warehouse. And I would buy a couple every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks or so. I pulled all these, all my buys from these catalogs here. This mimeograph catalog. There's a picture of Alice Cooper there with an admirer. I can't show that very long. Probably get banned from YouTube. And this is volume 2. There's a shot of Grace Slick doing a little wardrobe misfunction. Can't show that very long either. But yeah, so let's start off. This is A to P, I think I mentioned. I don't have any A's. I guess the band that you would think have the most bootlegs would be the Allman Brothers. But if you got the Fillmore East or if you got E to Peach, you probably can live without the bootlegs. Bootlegs are for hardcore people, hardcore fans. They're not really essential, but if you really love a band, you should check out some of these bootlegs. So the first album I'm going to show is a Bad Company record. It's excellent stereo. I guess I used to be a big Bad Company fan. I haven't listened to Bad Company in a few years. I mean, you can hear them any day of the week on classic rock stations. There's some takes from TV programs, some studio takes, and some tracks from live shows. Really good sounding record. Next, the Beatles, of course. This is the Beatles live at Hollywood Bowl from 1964. It's a nice mono recording. Minimal screaming on this, and later released as live at the Hollywood Bowl on Capitol or EMI. But back in the day, if you wanted a live performance, you had to get a bootleg. Next, another Beatles album. This is 5 Nights in a Judo Arena. It's their 66 tour, their last tour. Excellent mono. What it says in the description was full color pirate of the Japanese LP from which the Tokyo bootlegs were made. One of the few bootlegs I have that's printed on a sleeve. Got a nice picture of Ringo on the riser there. Great record. It's got some great songs on there. Fantastic. Another Beatles record. Sweet Apple Tracks. Again, it is a double-sided picture. These were outtakes, rehearsals for the Let It Be album. Lots of banter in between songs. Really interesting. Not essential for somebody that's not really into the Beatles, but nice to have. I'm sure that a lot of these tracks and a lot of this recording went into the latest Let It Be documentary. I haven't seen it yet, but great to have. Next, The Doors. It's called Moonlight Drive. The Scream of the Butterfly, recorded live at the Matrix, 1967. Again, it's on a label called Tackrell, what I call Tackrell, and it's the Amazing Corny Phone record label. Anything on Tackrell is worth getting. It's a good stereo. The cover is by Guy. I can't remember his name, but he's quite a famous artist. Guy, his last name starts with P. I'm having a brain fart here, so nice record. Another Doors album at Chalk Farm Roadhouse in England. It's a 1968 recording. It's good stereo. It's a great picture of Jim Morrison there. And this is on the Rizzardo label. That's another quality label. Maybe, there's a Dylan album, maybe one of the most famous bootlegs of all. I think this was recorded in Manchester when he just went electric. There's another album that's a double album set from his acoustic set. It's the complete electric half of the Royal Albert Hall concert, 1966. With the band backing him. I think Levon Helm had left him by this time. He was just tired of going out there and having people scream and boo at them. And I think he figured, well, why am I doing this? I don't know who they picked up on drums after this, but this is an excellent set. The band is in fine form. Nice to have. Great line drawing of Bob Dylan there. Next, I think this is a 74 recording. This is electric. Bob Dylan, St. Valentine's Day, Massacre. This is the same, from the same set of performances that Before the Flood was taken from. Again, the band is backing him up. He is doing some acoustic numbers on here. This is a double album. I'm not showing any labels because this one is not a great example of what I'm talking about, because most of the labels are just white. Well, I don't even have to take the cover off. This has got a 3 on there. That's very handy, but most of them just have a white blank label. So if you want to find out if it's side 1 or 2, you have to go into the, show the cover. You have to go and look in the dead wax and tell if it was side 1 or side 2, which is a bit of a pain in the ass if you've had a couple of puffs and a couple of beers. And this is on Trademark of Quality. It's got a little pig emblem on there. Another great label. Next, Fleetwood Mac. It's a double album from 1974. It's good stereo from a radio broadcast, like I said. And this happened right after the fake Fleetwood Mac band was put together by their manager. And they were taking a respite. They were in between guitarists, I think. They weren't doing any touring, and they weren't recording anything. So this is a radio broadcast. I think it was in, I don't think it says. Anyways, the lineup was John McVie, Christine McVie, Bob Welsh, and Mick Fleetwood. Great set, great sound. Another Fleetwood Mac album. It's from the BBC 1970. This was before Christine joined the band, but side 2 has Christine McVie joining the band for a couple of numbers. It's called Merely a Portmanteau. It's on Tackrell again. Couple of Genesis records. Genesis, The Bedside Yellow Phone, rescued recordings from the first time around. It's in mono. It's on Tackrell. Side 1 is from England, 1974, live performances, and side 2 are Canadian dates. Genesis, Swelled and Spent, Forewarned is Foreplayed, live at the Birmingham Hippodrome. This is The Lamb Lies Down, I think a complete, performance. Great stereo. Tackrell Records again. Another, I have more than two Genesis albums. I must have really liked Genesis. I really did like Genesis. And this is Genesis as Through the Emerald City, the 1975 American tour, live at the Shrine Auditorium. These things have great covers. They're all still in the shrink because the covers themselves are just mimeographed or Xeroxed pieces of colored paper that are taped onto just a white jacket. This is a shrine. It's from the Shrine Auditorium and the Twilight Ale House, and plus some studio tracks as well. This is the last Gentle Giant album. Excellent stereo, English tour 1975. It's called Odd Man Out on Tactile Records again. Next, Gentle Giant, January 1975 at the Utland Communicable Concourse. I guess that's a university in England. It's the Power and the Glory studio outtakes and live performance. Great stereo on Tactile. Next, Jimi Hendrix live in Stockholm. Quality is not great, but there weren't any live albums available when while Jimmy was alive, of course. They're all bootlegs. Jimi Hendrix. Another Jimi Hendrix bootleg, except this one is with Jim Morrison, Jimi Hendrix, Johnny Winter. It's recorded at the Record Plant Studio in 1970, I think when he was doing his Electric Lady album. A little bit rough around the edges, but nice to have. A couple of Freddie King bootlegs. I got these in the record store, actually. I don't think the record store, we never sold bootlegs, but these are British imports. It's Freddie King live performance part 1. It's the Python Black Bears series. Again, it's got a Xerox copy of the cover. Just thought it'd be interesting to have. Love blues albums. And this is part 2. Love my Freddie King. Next, King Crimson. A few King Crimson albums. Live in concert at the Texas Hall in Arlington, Texas. Side 1's got Lark's Tongue and Aspic, Easy Money. Side 2's got Fracture, Book of Saturday, and Groon, a studio cut of Groon. Great cover. Another King Crimson album. It's excellent stereo. The cover is really drawing of a scene inside a cave, I think. Excellent stereo. This is Amsterdam Early 1970. No track listings on the cover. The Kinks. Long Tall Sally. Excellent stereo. It's on the trademark of quality. Studio cuts, stuff from Shindig, the Smothers Brothers, television shows stuff, I guess. Lincoln County is the studio stuff. You Really Got Me from Midnight Special, Money Talks from Midnight Special, Here Comes Another Day in concert, Skin and Bone in concert, and Celluloid Heroes. Excellent stereo record. The Kinks, another Kinks album. It's called Don't Touch That Dial, Soap Opera in Concert. On Tactile again. Recorded during the 1975 American tour in stereo. There you go. Next, another Kinks record. Survivors. Excellent stereo. I think this is from the Celluloid Heroes tour. It's got Victoria, Here Comes Another Day, Money Talks, Dedicated Follower of Fashion, Celluloid Heroes, Demolition, He's Evil, recorded live in London for all the New Centurions on Tactile. Led Zeppelin, a BBC performance live in, it says live in Japan 1969, which is true for one side. But the other side is has Stereo to Heaven, which was a BBC recording. It's a double-sided record. Should take that off. All you Led Zeppelin fans out there. Another Led Zeppelin. This is a mono from a live FM broadcast. Heartbreaker. I'll show the cover. It's called Mudslide. I don't know what label this one's on. Heartbreaker, Thank You, What Is and What Should Never Be, Communication Breakdown, Ramble On, Since I've Been Loving You, and A Whole Lot of Love. Next, Little Feat. It's called Beak Positive. I'm a huge Little Feat fan. Can't get enough of those guys. It's on Tack Roll. Cover is by Neon Park, who did a lot of their covers for their studio records. Excellent stereo. This is a 1975 recording from Wembley Stadium on Tack Roll. Another Tack Roll recording. 1975, Little Feat, Aurora Backseat, No Head, No Backstage Pass, live in Los Angeles, 1973. Fantastic stereo recording. Great stuff. Next, the Vishnu Orchestra. It's excellent stereo. It's 2 songs, Dance of the Maya and Intro Jam. One's 19 minutes, one's 28 minutes long. There's the cover. It's from a 1974 FM broadcast. Now, John McLaughlin on the Vishnu Orchestra. Joni Mitchell. This one's called Lemmy and Dom Songs Early On, recorded live in concert. It's from a television appearance. It's in mono. It was on network television, LA, 1969. Notice Joni and Neil and a lot of bands are starting to record their live recordings from the 60s and early 70s. Releasing stuff from the vaults, but back in the day, you had to have bootlegs if you wanted to hear that stuff. Next, Moody Blues Grand Tour. It's another Tack Roll. It's excellent mono. Sorry, so much glare. I'm sorry about that. Side 1 is from the LA Forum in 1974, and the second side is from the LA Forum in 1972. Kind of curious about why I have this. I was not really the biggest Moody Blues fan. I was a fan, but I didn't buy any records because almost everybody I knew had a Moody Blues album, and I never felt the need to buy them. I've since then, a couple of years ago, I bought a collection, and the fellow had about 5 Moody Blues records, so I've kept them all, and I've started replaying them, and they're surprisingly good. Not really surprisingly, but they are good. Next, New York Dolls, live in Dallas in 1974. It was a title. No title. Oh, just live in 74. Controversial cover. The back is just a reprint from their first record. I would say that the recording is pretty good. Obviously, it was an amateur recording. It wasn't recorded from the board or anything like that, the soundboard. Sound fades in and out a couple of times, but if you wanted live stuff from the New York Dolls, that's the way you had to go. And finally, I'm going to finish off with Pink Floyd. This is Pink Floyd in Celebration of the Comet, taken from a BBC broadcast in 1972. It's on Tack Roll. Let's cover there. Breathe, On the Run, Breathe, Money, Us and Them, Any Color You Like, Brain Damage, Eclipse. Great stereo. Another Pink Floyd. Raving and Drooling. It's all over here except for the shouting. Another Tack Roll record release. Fantastic. fantastic stereo recording. Raving, Drooling, You Gotta Be Crazy, Shine On You Crazy Diamond, tape courtesy of Wizardo. There you go. And finally, another Pink Floyd offering. An early 1970 recording. Excellent stereo. It's on another label called El Monkey. I don't have too many on El Monkey, but this is great quality. Saucer Full of Secrets and Adam Hart Mother, each taking a side of the album. So there you have it. I don't want to overload you. I am going to do another video tomorrow for the rest of my bootlegs. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below. And anyways, till next time, see you later.